Hello, friends. Today, we will delve into the story of one of Japan's most famous samurai, Miyamoto Musashi. He was not just a warrior, but also a philosopher, artist, strategist, and the author of the legendary treatise, The Book of Five Rings. His name is surrounded by myths, and his life was a series of duels, travels, and a search for truth. Who was he really? Let's find out. Miyamoto Musashi was born in 1584 during the era of feudal Japan, when wars between clans were commonplace. His father, Miyamoto Munisai, was a master swordsman, and according to one version, he was the one who taught his son the art of the sword. Another version suggests that Musashi was orphaned at an early age and raised in a temple, where he studied Buddhist texts, martial arts, and strategy. At the age of 13, Musashi entered his first duel against the experienced warrior Orima Kihei. Despite his youth, he emerged victorious by using cunning and an unconventional fighting technique. This event marked the beginning of his long journey as a wandering swordsman. In his youth, he challenged many renowned fencing masters, developing a unique fighting style based on speed, intuition, and the simultaneous use of two swords. Throughout his life, Musashi fought over 60 duels and never lost. He traveled across Japan, challenging famous swordsmen. One of his most legendary duels was against Sasaki Kojiro, an experienced samurai who wielded a long sword called Manahoshizou, the laundry drying pole, due to its impressive length. Kojiro was famous for his deadly technique, Tsubeim Gaishi, swallow's tail, which allowed him to deliver incredibly fast and precise strikes. His style was characterized by elegance, precision, and lightning-fast attacks, making him one of the most formidable fighters of his time. The duel was said to take place on Ganryu Island. According to legend, Musashi deliberately arrived late to unnerve his opponent. As his weapon, he used a wooden oar, which he had carved on his way to the duel, making it longer than Kojiro's sword. When the fight began, Kojiro, enraged, threw away his scabbard, to which Musashi calmly remarked, "If you are not planning to sheathe your sword again, you have already lost." In an instant, he dodged Kojiro's attack, and, with a powerful strike of his wooden weapon, crushed his opponent's skull. This battle became a prime example of Musashi's tactical genius, showcasing his ability to use not just physical strength, but also psychological warfare. Musashi also took part in the famous Battle of Sekigahara in 1600, where he likely fought on the losing side. However, his journey did not end in defeat. He continued to refine his skills and study various martial arts schools. He also participated in the Siege of Osaka, 1614 to 1615, fighting among the forces of the Tokugawa shogunate. There's also a story about how Musashi single-handedly defeated an entire school of Yoshioka swordsmen, overcoming multiple opponents at once. This battle cemented his reputation as an invincible warrior. Over time, Musashi developed his own fighting style, Naiten Ichi-ryu, or the Two Heaven style. Unlike traditional schools, he used both a katana and a wakizashi simultaneously, giving him a significant advantage in battle. His philosophy of combat was based on simplicity, efficiency, and the use of surrounding space. But Musashi was not just a warrior. He believed that the art of combat was inseparable from philosophy and strategy. He emphasized the importance of adapting to circumstances, not being attached to a single technique, and understanding an opponent's weaknesses. Many of his ideas align with Zen Buddhist principles, such as emptiness, mental calmness, and harmony with the world. Here, we can reflect. How is this philosophy relevant to our lives? Essentially, Musashi teaches us flexibility and readiness for change. We live in a world where victory rarely goes to those who act rigidly. Being like water, able to change strategy and not fixating on a single approach, this is what allows us to succeed not only in battle, but in life. In the final years of his life, Musashi wrote his greatest work, Go-Rin no Sho, the Book of Five Rings. In this treatise, he outlined the principles of combat and strategy using the metaphors of five elements: earth, water, fire, wind, and void. Each element represents a specific aspect of tactics and strategy. Earth, the foundation of mastery, the principles of swordsmanship. Without a strong foundation, one cannot become a master. Water, flexibility, adaptation to changing conditions. Like water, a warrior must be able to adjust their strategy according to the situation. Fire, aggression and offense in battle. Fire symbolizes pressure, rapid attacks, and initiative, which often determine the outcome of a fight. Wind, the study of other styles in schools. Musashi emphasized the importance of understanding an opponent's methods to identify their weaknesses. Void, the highest form of mastery, the absence of attachment to specific techniques. When a warrior achieves complete mastery of the sword, they act intuitively, without conscious thought. Reading the Book of Five Rings, we realize that these principles are universal. Each of us fights our own battle, in business, in personal relationships, in the struggle with ourselves. And the key to victory is not just strength or talent, but the ability to see the broader picture, change strategies, and move forward even when everything seems lost. Beyond his legendary combat techniques, he left behind a valuable philosophical legacy, Daikodo, or the Path of Aloneness. This is a set of 21 life principles that he wrote a week before his death. These principles reflect his views on self-discipline, independence, and inner freedom. Let's explore them in detail. Daikodo translates to the Path of Aloneness, or the way of walking alone. This text embodies Musashi's life philosophy, which rejects attachments, excesses, and weakness. He advocated for a strict and disciplined life, following the way without being distracted by worldly pleasures. These principles apply not only to samurai, but to anyone seeking discipline and self-improvement. Let's break down the core principles of Daikodo and their meanings. 1. Accept life as it is. Embrace reality without resisting the inevitable. 2. Do not seek pleasure. Avoid indulgence and excessive sensory enjoyment, as they weaken the spirit. 3. Do not depend on anything. True freedom comes from not being attached to people or possessions. 4. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. Be humble, but think broadly. 5. Do not envy others. Envy destroys inner harmony and takes you away from the path. 6. Do not regret past actions. Every decision leads to experience. Regrets hinder progress. 7. Do not be attached to love. Excessive emotional dependence disrupts inner peace. 8. Do not put personal desires above all else. Live for greater goals, not for fleeting wishes. 9. Do not dwell on loss. Everything is temporary. Attachment to what is lost brings suffering. 10. Do not overindulge in food. Gluttony weakens the body and makes the spirit lazy. 11. Do not seek comfort. Luxury and ease make one complacent and weak. 12. Do not hoard possessions. Things are merely tools. Do not become attached to them. 13. Do not believe everything you hear. Be critical and verify information yourself. 14. Do not fear death. Awareness of mortality gives strength to live meaningfully. 15. Do not accumulate wealth. True value lies not in money, but in knowledge and experience. 16. Do not follow the desires of others. Walk your own path without conforming to external expectations. 17. Do not be distracted by worldly affairs. Politics, gossip, and intrigue are a waste of energy. 18. Do not be bound by past teachings. Keep learning and seeking new knowledge. 19. Do not seek fame. The true path does not require public approval. 20. Do not rely on others' decisions. Be independent in your judgments. 21. Honor the way of the sword. Follow discipline, strive for self-improvement, and remain loyal to your path. The principles of Daikodo remain relevant today. Here's how you can incorporate them into your daily life. Minimalism. Let go of unnecessary possessions and habits. Self-discipline. Control your desires and work on self-improvement. Emotional independence. Do not rely on others' opinions or approval. Acceptance of life. Stop regretting the past and fearing change. Dakoto is not just a philosophical text, but a guide to living a dignified and free life. By following these principles, we can develop strength, resilience, and inner harmony. Subscribe to learn more about the philosophy of great thinkers. See you next time.